So this is the first lesson you have to know. There is not one reality. Okay? We exist in infinite realities. It's called multiverse. Quantum physics shows us that. We know that now through how particles interact with space-time dimensions. They're always here, there, and everywhere. You are made from these particles, so at one point you must repeat. Yes, your whole body, your whole person, you must repeat a duplicate of yourself because it's infinite. So that's the first lesson in that. The next lesson is whatever your reality is right now, it's not your true self. So if you change your reality now, you will change yourself. What do I mean by that? Okay, let me put it this way. Our reality is observed by our regular mind. Our reality, however, is absorbed by our subconscious mind. So what you see right now is a picture of your regular mind, but the backdrop of why it's happening is because of your subconscious mind. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. Let's continue. So what happens is whenever you allow your mind to tell you this is what it is, then your subconscious presents this is what it is to you. The first lesson is you got to stop letting your mind control you and understand that you are not the mind. Your mind is a limited tool. We get engulfed in our mind because we think what we see and what we hear and all that stuff is real. It's not reality. It's a portion of reality. It's about 1% of the true nature of reality. So when you understand that, okay, so my mind is the culprit, then how I feel is the second culprit. Yes, because mind creates feelings, feelings create matter or reality. And once that starts to happen, this is where you end up in a cycle that you don't want to continue. You keep going and going and going and going. So how do you fix it? The first thing is everything is fixed by being aware of what's happening in your life. You fix it by understanding that this is temporary. That what you're feeling right now, the circumstances you're in, it's not your destiny, it's not your goal. If it's something negative, you don't like it, you'll be fine. You'll move from it. That's all you got to do. Because look, let me show you something deep, man. That's literally all you have to do. Once you do that, it changes. You see, guys, we make things complicated because of our minds. The universe isn't complicated. The universe is actually quite simple. The universe is a universe of flow and non-struggle. Nothing in the universe struggles, man. We struggle. We create struggle. We create lack. Our minds and our subconscious. So whenever you get into these what I call interference patterns, is because of things that we were taught and we were conditioned through our subconscious or unconscious mind. So the first thing is, how do you get out of this pattern is to understand the principles of quantum physics in the universe. And quantum physics says that everything exists simultaneously. Nothing is difficult. Everything is in a flow state, and you are in that state too. Once you start to get that in your head, then you'll start to see the change. Because check this out. For you to do something and to become an expert at something, you first have to understand the something, right? You can't be an expert of something if you don't understand what you're being an expert of, right? So you just can't go into your reality and say, oh, I'm going to change reality, if you don't know the backstory of how reality works. So if you understand, if I'm teaching you and say, look, man, this stuff works on the quantum level. It's a level that you can't see. It's the ingredients of everything, and this is how it works. And then when you understand it, you say, oh, man, okay, that makes sense. That's when you start to get out of the cycle of lack. Because now you're not a prisoner of your mind anymore. You're not a prisoner of your circumstances, because you understand your circumstances are temporary and you can shift and get out of them. So the misidentification comes in because you're using your surface level mind, and your surface level mind can only see about a fraction of the true stuff, the true nature of reality. Your surface level mind cannot see the whole, let's call it shebang, or the whole picture. Your surface level mind cannot see the big picture of reality. So your surface level mind will only see temporary stuff in your world. Does that make sense? All right. So whenever you're experiencing inconsistencies up and down, it really means that your surface level mind is at war with your subconscious mind. Your surface level mind will win for 3 months, and your subconscious will come back and win for like 2 more years, and then the battle will go up and down. And the reason why the battle goes up and down is because the subconscious will always be more powerful than the surface level mind. I gotta take the shades off because this is so important for people to understand. Because what happens is you think you're thinking with your mind. You're not actually thinking with your mind. Your mind is just bringing things that are out there. It's not thinking. It's just information past, and you're picking it up. Okay? And so your mind tells you this is what's happening. This is life. No, that's not what life is. Life is what you want to make it, what you think you deserve. So next thing you got to do now, you got to make your subconscious conscious. Okay? How do I make my subconscious like my conscious mind? You have to know the language and the direction of the subconscious. Your subconscious have rules, just like your conscious mind has rules. The one rule of the subconscious, it always accepts information. It doesn't reject information. Our next rule of the subconscious, it's not a thinking mind. It's not a logical mind. It's an illogical mind. Next rule of the subconscious mind, your subconscious mind does not know any time variant. It doesn't have understanding of linear time. It doesn't know the past or the future. Everything is the same to the subconscious mind. Next language of the subconscious mind, okay, is it primarily speaks to you and take information in the form of imagery. Next rule of the subconscious mind, the subconscious mind primarily takes form and information when you speak out aloud, particularly in question format. It's a doer mind. Once you have those tools, that understanding of it, that's when you start to see the permanent changes. Because what happens is your subconscious will control the actions and your habits, which will in turn tell your conscious mind what's happening. Your conscious mind will adapt to these new actions and habits, and they will be on the same plane. When they're on the same plane, you're no longer what? Your mind is no longer controlling you. Number one. What? Number two, now, your circumstances will effectively start to change. When you change your circumstances, you change your reality.